First at 6, breaking news out of Cibolo. Police there say a person has barricaded themselves inside a home on Willow Bluff. They say the SWAT team and negotiators are on scene. Officers say the person is alone, but police say the suspect shot once at officers when they arrived. Neighbors are urged to stay inside. Right now, officers say this has been going on since about 4 this afternoon. We will update you on this story as we learn more. Good evening. I'm Aaron. Right now at 6, heightened concerns over coronavirus. And we want to make sure we're giving you the facts about the illness as more and more claims start to circulate. Here's what we've learned today. A second plane carrying Grand Princess cruise ship passengers touched down in San Antonio this morning at Kelly Field. We're told 51 Texans were on board. They are joining the 24 other Texan evacuees who are being quarantined at JBSA Lackland. According to the Department of Health, there are a total of 23 confirmed cases across the state of Texas. So far, there have been 0 deaths here from the coronavirus. Taking a broader look, there are at least 1,300 confirmed cases across the nation with at least 40 deaths. As the spread of the virus grows, we are seeing more and more changes to everyday life events. Eyewitness News reporter Mariah Medina spoke to festival goers and vendors who are weighing in on the global pandemic.
With Fiesta still in the balance, the Tejano Music Awards fanfare clearly kicking off without a hitch this afternoon. We talked to tourists who say they're not going to let coronavirus get in the way of their vacation, while vendors say they hope Fiesta isn't canceled.
Step right up and come and get your delicious tacos.
As big events across the nation continue to be canceled,
step right up.
It is business as usual at the Tejano Music Awards fanfare.
San Antonio, come and join us. We're having a wonderful time. Woo!
The 4-day event draws thousands of Tejano fans from across the world. Live Tejano performances and food vendors take over San Antonio's historic market square.
For the most part, we're trying to think positive of everything that's going on in our world right now, all the negativity.
They say despite guidance from the CDC to practice social distance amid coronavirus concerns, they will continue serving up shish kebabs, wraps, tacos, and more for hungry tourists.
We're trying to stay positive. We have our sanitizer up in the front. We're washing our hands thoroughly. We're using gloves.
Some tourists were surprised to find the Tejano Festival in full swing. They say they're not going to let the global pandemic get in the way of their vacation.
There's always a chance of getting sick. You got to get out and live your life.
Just yesterday, the NBA announced it would suspend its season due to the coronavirus. And today, the NHL. NASCAR officials saying they won't have spectators and neither will the PGA. Numerous schools also extending spring break. But Fiesta, San Antonio's most iconic event, remains to be decided.
But if it is, it's always next year, you know?
Mariah Medina, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
The Valero Texas Open will go on as scheduled, but without fans. The tournament is happening March 30th through April 1st with essential personnel only. Eyewitness News reporter Vanessa Croy has more on how this might impact the local charities that benefit from the tournament.
With the announcement today, many are left wondering if the 200-plus charities that benefit from the Valero Texas Open will be affected. The Valero Texas Open first played in 1922. It's the third oldest PGA tournament, and it's the oldest to be held in the same city since it started. According to their website, the tournament raised over $15 million last year. But now, without the fans and the rally for donations during the tournament, what will be the impact on these charities?
Much of the revenue they raise for charities is based on how many people buy tickets, how many people attend, how many people buy luxury suites, how much people spend while they're there. So it would seem as though maybe that if they don't have fans there, that could be a hurdle that might limit how much money they can raise for all the great work they do.
We reached out to the Valero Texas Open to see what might be the impact on these charities, but have yet to hear back. They did release a statement today saying that more information on ticket refunds will be coming soon, and said, quote, due to the fluidity of the current landscape, these plans are subject to change. Vanessa Croy, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
The NBA has suspended its season after 2 players tested positive for the coronavirus. Sports director Joe Reinagel joining us here. And Joe, this has been So much has changed in just a little bit of time.
Boy, no question about it. It started yesterday afternoon, Aaron, and the dominoes just keep falling and keep falling. It has been a very fluid 48 hours, but the NBA announced today the league will be suspended for at least 30 days. That's a minimum. Now, league owners are hoping to have a plan in place once those 30 days are up. They hope to continue the season then. Well, as far as what put everything in motion, yesterday the league stopped NBA games after Utah Jazz player Rudy Gobert tested positive for the coronavirus. He took to Instagram today to apologize for what he said was his careless actions leading up to the positive test. Now, teammate Donovan Mitchell also took to social media to update his situation, as he was the only other person affiliated with the team to have the coronavirus. Both Mitchell and Gobert hope their situations help educate others to take this as seriously as possible. Now, in regard to the Spurs, Rudy Gay says he's still in shock over all of this, and Italian-born Marco Bellinelli took to Twitter to send a list of guidelines to protect oneself from the virus. Of course, he's been very vocal on the issue, considering all the health concerns in his homeland of Italy. So I tell you what, it is a fluid situation to say the least, but the NBA is hoping to get this thing underway. Now, coming up a little bit later in sports, Aaron, we're going to hear from Mark Cuban, who kind of gives us a picture as to what the NBA is thinking. We could have an NBA season last all the way into August. So more on that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Joe, an ever-changing situation.
Yes, it is. Stay tuned.
Thank you. Well, just in, Mayor Ron Nierenberg and Fiesta San Antonio Commission President Jeannie Travis just announced they will discuss the Fiesta 2020 schedule tomorrow at a press conference at 10 a.m. KENS 5 going to bring you those updates as we get more information. And of course, we want to make sure you are informed and not in fear when it comes to the coronavirus. At KENS5.com, you'll find several different questions about symptoms and answers, who is at high risk, and even how you can avoid the virus. You can also access this information on the KENS 5 app. Stacia?
Aaron, we are 10 to 15 degrees above average with this extreme heat that we're feeling in South Texas. How long will this last? Our aquifer could definitely use some help. 672, hardly any change over the last 24 hours. Looking at your allergy report, oak is heavy, mold, hackberry, mulberry are all medium. We're going to talk about some rain chances coming up, Aaron.
All right, Stacia. A mother and daughter found stabbed to death. Who investigators believe did it and why? Plus, free coronavirus testing if you donate blood. We find out the truth behind these claims circulating on social media.